Hello, this is Mary Lynn Van Sweeten with Partners in Technology. I am going to show you a new feature in Sage 100 version 2018 that you might find helpful. It has to do with statuses for your warehouses. On screen here, I have a favorites listing, and from here, I'm going to launch warehouse code maintenance. Here's my list of warehouses, and we're going to work with warehouse 001. At the bottom of the screen, you're going to see some new fields. We now have statuses, 3 of them in fact, active, inactive, and restricted. If a warehouse is active, it's just as you've always known. You can ship against it, you can receive against it, create purchase orders, do receipt of goods. You could do anything that you need to within Sage. But now we have a couple of new options. If I want to make the warehouse inactive, I could do so provided I don't have any current purchase orders, sales orders, quantity on hands, anything in the costing tiers. I'm going to be able to change it to inactive. Once I do that, you will not be able to make any transactions to this warehouse. I'm going to click on it, and what we're going to find out is in my situation, I have some active items. So I'm going to click on the details, and you can see here it's giving me a list of all of the inventory items that have quantity on hands. Coming down a little bit on the list, we're going to see I have some tier quantities, I have some purchase orders, I have sales orders. To be able to make this inactive, I'm going to have to clean up all of those items. Now, if that is a little bit too daunting, I have a few other options. I'm going to exit out of here, and instead of making it inactive, let's try making it restricted and see how that differs. If I make this warehouse restricted, I cannot make any transactions to it except I can allow for some exceptions. In this case, I'm going to only allow the exception of doing receipt of goods. Let's click on this, and I'm also going to give it some restriction dates. So let's make it restricted for about a week. And what we're going to find is if I try to do any transactions except for receipt of goods, it's not going to let me. Now, why do you want to make it restricted? Well, one of the reasons why is you might want to make a warehouse inactive, and then you could just put receipt of goods, receipt of invoice, creating invoices so that you can get rid of all of the quantities on hand, and then you would be able to make it into inactive once everything's cleaned up. Or perhaps you want to do a physical inventory and you want to make sure that there's no transactions posted that could make your physical inventory a little bit more complicated. I'm going to click on Accept. And let's go over to a sales order and try to ship something on a sales order. I'm going to come over to sales order 112. If I come over to lines, we're going to see that all of my lines are in warehouse 001. So let's try to invoice this and see what happens. Launching my invoices, I'm going to select the next, and it's fussing at me. The first thing it's fussing at me about is the fact that my default here is set to warehouse 001. I'm going to be able to continue, but it certainly is a warning. Now let's come over to sales order 112. And it's giving me a warning that one or more of the warehouses on the sales order is restricted. Let's come to lines. I'm going to ship it complete. And you can see here I still can continue, and even though I have warehouse 001. Let's accept this. I'm going to skip over the printing of the invoice, but I'm going to try to update it. Bringing up Paperless Office. It's giving me an error message. So let's click on it, see what it has to say. Let's preview this. And we're going to see that we have a warehouse 001 is restricted. I can't use this. I can't continue with the update. Even though it's going to give me a sales journal, it is not going to prompt me to update. Let's change that a little bit and let's go to receipt of goods. I'm going to go to receipt number, the next receipt number, and I'm going to look at purchase order number 21. I happen to know on this purchase order, I am looking at sale or warehouse code 001. Let's go to lines. You can see here I have warehouse 001. I'm receiving 2, and let's accept this. And let's go ahead and see if we can update it. It's not giving me any type of errors, and then it's now allowing me to update the receipt of goods. I hope this helps you get more out of Sage 100. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to our Partners in Technology YouTube channel. Each time we post a new video, you'll be able to have that delivered to you.